Pile 1, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Michelle. We're doing another pick a card love reading, and this is actually going to be my very first shadow work pick a card reading on this channel. And this shadow work is going to be for you, the shadow work that you have relating to the person on your mind, okay, and your connection with them. So I'm going to just proceed in this reading as if you know exactly what it is I'm talking about when it comes to shadow work. Now, if you're brand new to shadow work and you're watching this video and what I'm sharing and the processes I'm telling you about and nothing seems to make sense, or it's not, you know, it's not landing because there's not a lot of understanding there, please do me a favor. Go check the timestamp where it says new to shadow work. Watch that little image. It'll tell you where to start, and I actually recommend that you do that before watching this video, okay? Or this is going to be like me speaking another language to you possibly. All right, so just keep in mind it is a general reading, so whatever resonates, take it, run with it. If it's not resonating, then just drop whatever's not resonating and leave that behind for whomever it might be resonating for. You can also just try and maybe reset your energy and see if another one of the other piles calls out to you. I do have personal readings available if you would like for me to help you with your specific situation. I actually do have live one-on-ones available where you and I can talk one-on-one via Zoom to get down to the root of the issue, okay? Yeah, all the booking details are in the description box below. Yeah, so pile 1, you guys were drawn to the fire quartz. So it's clear quartz with hematoid, I believe is the actual name for it. Before we get to the shadow work, what we're going to do real quick though, is I'm going to clock your person's energy and their thoughts and feelings towards you, and then we'll go from there. And then we'll get into the actual shadow work connected to them and the connection. All right, you guys. Pile 1's person, the person on pile 1's mind. Show me your overall energy and mood towards them. Now, this was kind of interesting. This feels like your person overall, because we have excited here, but it's kind of coming out of in a neutral position. It didn't come out in the reverse, which is awesome. And then we have like somebody kind of vibing to music, right? There might be a connection. Like anytime your person hears specific songs, or, you know, maybe you guys have some music in common, favorite bands, favorite songs, if you've sent them any songs, by something, music has something to do, like your person hearing those songs or hearing that music reminds them of you, they think about you. And it might, you know, there might be kind of a bittersweet energy that your person might be in when it comes to you, and whenever they do hear certain songs, you know, there's kind of a sweet and a sour, right? A sweet sadness, bittersweet normally is, or largely is what's coming through. Bittersweet, yeah, that's the energy. I'm actually going to put these over here like that because that's exactly how they wanted to come out. All right. So feeling kind of bittersweet, all right? Let's find out. We're just going to get a few of these cards. We're not going to go spend too much time and energy finding out what it is they feel and why. This is about you, all right, pile 1. This is about you. Pile 1's person, what are your thoughts and feelings towards pile 1 at this time? I'm going to shuffle one more time. Your thoughts and feelings towards pile 1 at this time. Pile 1's person, your thoughts and feelings towards pile 1 at this time. Just give me 3, please. I'm stalling to avoid taking action. Okay, so they're kind of being avoidant at this point in time. Now, this came out kind of neutral. So this is, I'll do whatever it takes to win you back. But the other side of that says, I'm relenting because you keep pressuring me, not because it's what I'm wanting to do. That may have a lot to do also with why they're stalling to avoid taking action. Let's get one more. There we go. They got trust issues. All right. Back of the deck energy, we have, I don't feel like I'm good enough for you. That's coming from your person to you. All right. But knowing, you know, that you're the projector, you're the operant power, knowing that they are simply you pushed out, they're basically reflecting back you to you, okay? Not basically, they are. And so, but explaining what's playing on the movie screen, right? Explaining what's going on in 3D that you might not be aware about. We are going to find out what action are they stalling to take? What action are they stalling to take? Okay. Forward moving momentum. So this could literally be they're stalling on calling you. They're stalling on communicating. Let's find out though more about the 8 of Wands. High Priestess. Even though they know that it's what they should be doing, they're feeling intuitively guided. And there might even be like, they feel like they should be making forward moving momentum. And they're stalling. 7 of Swords in the reverse and the 10 of Wands in the reverse. They're almost saying like there's no funny business going on, pile 1, where your person's concerned. They actually see that. Like, the reason why there's no funny business going on, they're not being sneaky, they're not doing anything, you know, bad behind your back. Or there's nothing going on that might cause you to be suspicious, because they almost couldn't handle like the, what do they call that? The guilt, right? There's some guilt that they associate with doing anything to you that would hurt some action, right? We got the Ace of Pentacles, but it's showing up at the back of the deck. So it's not the strongest of energies. And I feel like that's what they're avoiding. That's the action they're avoiding, is making something in this connection more concrete, more reliable, more stable. Okay. And it could be because they do have this feeling of them not feeling good enough for you. Maybe whatever that, you know, because Ace of Pentacles, that's concrete, that's something, right? It's something viable. It's, you know, posting on social media to let other people know that they're in a committed relationship. It's introducing you to friends and family. It's giving you a key to their house, or giving you an engagement ring, or it's something that you can look at, you know, something that you can detect with your 5 senses, right? And they're stalling on taking action on that. And they're saying that if they were to do it now, they would only be doing it because they felt pressured to. Let's find out what's going on with trust issues, their trust issues. We got the Hermit. Tell me about these trust issues. All right, so they might be, they're isolating themselves from you right now. They're not, if they are communicating, it's not a whole lot, if any at all. For some, you know, the Hermit can also talk about ghosting. So your person may not have heard from your person in a while. You may not have heard from your person in a while. They don't trust love. They don't trust relationships. They question the intentions and the motivations of people a lot. Like, you know, like pile 1, your person, your actions and your intentions towards your person could be pure as can be, and there's always this thing in the back of their head, like, you know, yeah, but is it real? Is it genuine? Is it sincere? Is, you know, is pile 1 really sincere in, you know, their love for me, their like of me? Do they really like me, or is there some kind of an ulterior motive, right? They really have trust issues. When it comes to love and relationships in general, tell me about this middle card here. They wonder whether or not at this, and it's pointing more towards whether or not they're being too reckless when it comes, like, your person is associating a lot of risk with this connection. They're associating a lot of risk with opening themselves up. I'm hearing back again. Okay, so I don't know if maybe the two of you have already tried something before and they feel like they got burned, or, you know, they're definitely feeling like they got burned in some kind of a connection, whether that was with you previously or just in a whole other connection somewhere in their past. Okay, they're just associating risk with romantic relationships and romantic connections. They're associating risks with opening up their heart and trusting people. And so because of that, they're also associating risk with you. Okay? They're seeing it both ways, because they are kind of like over here where it says, I'll do whatever it takes to win you back. You know, they mean that, and they're saying they'll do whatever it takes. Like, they'll step on whoever they got to step on, to hurt whoever's feelings they got to hurt. They'll burn whatever bridges they got to burn. And it's not necessarily that they're seeing that as a bad thing, but they're saying if they do that, right, and they were wrong about you, and you turn out to be somebody that you're not, and this is their way of thinking, right? Then they would have done all of that hurt and pain or whatever to other people. See, they're associating a lot of risk and recklessness, and that's what they're not wanting to do. They don't want to be reckless. They're not wanting to just hurt other people, or, you know, because there is kind of some energies here that your person may end up hurting or breaking a few hearts, right? For some of you. But they're definitely associating risk with this connection. And so that's where your person's coming from with that. And so, yeah, with on the bottom of the deck is the Hanged Man, which is Pisces energy. So they're stalling. They're definitely stalling. They're pausing. They're hanging back, right? Pulling their energy back, trying to get a better feel for what is really happening, okay? Yeah, no forward moving momentum. They associate a lot of risk with that at this point in time, and they're trying to figure out, like, you know, what to do about that. Do I hold on to pile one, or do I let pile one go? And they're having a really hard time with the letting you go part, okay? All right. All right, so now that we got that, now we're going to get into your shadow work, okay? Because there's something going on, because you just have to remember that your person is a direct reflection of you in some way, shape, or form. If they're running hot and cold, you know, there's a part of you, like a part of your shadow, a part of your nervous system that's creating that experience with your person, okay? So we have hack your nervous system. So this is going to be an actual something 3D to do with your body that's going to help your nervous system feel safe to heal. I hope that makes sense. Okay, again, check the timestamp if you're new to this. All right, so twist it out. This says, and you guys can take a picture of that. All right. It says, lie flat on your back on the floor or bed, bend your knees so that they point up to the sky, and press the soles of your feet into the ground. Slightly lift and then shift your hips a few inches to the left. Lower both your knees slowly to the right, coming into a reclined twist, like that picture there, if you can see it, okay? It says options. You can keep the knees separated or stack one knee on top of the other. Number 2, you can allow your head and gaze to turn. Allow your head and allow your gaze to turn to the left. Place a pillow beneath your bottom knee to assist with stiffness or sensitivity. And then it says, after you've gotten into this position, begin slow, deep breathing for 5 to 10 breaths, feeling your belly gently rising and falling. Repeat on the left side, shifting hips to the right before twisting. And that says this yogic twist combined with deep breathing stimulates the vagus nerve, which creates a calming effect. And so, there could be energies that is related to this connection somehow. What's coming through is like root chakra work and sacral chakra work. There's like stored trauma and or stored emotional baggage in the lower two chakras from the waist down, that this pose, like doing this, is going to help to release, like doing this, okay, as you're breathing and stuff. And so for those of you where you might have stored trauma or stored emotional baggage in the lower two chakras, the root and the sacral chakra, yeah, that's going to help directly with that. All right, now we have, let's see, forbidden. This is strong opposition from outside factors and or people, secret affair, fear of being alone. That's a big one. Impossible love, taboo, and consequences. So, this is a myriad of energies coming through here. This would be, you know, for those of you watching where, for whatever reason, you are continuing to create and manifest dynamics within your romantic relationships where you're the other, you're the side person, you're the other, you're not the main or the only, right? Or, you know, you continue to create dynamics in your romantic relationships where you're constantly being cheated on, or there's always, you know, an affair partner, whether, you know, you are having the affair partner, they're having the affair partner. It's that, okay? And so that's just kind of pointing you to do the shadow work related to the parts within you that might be creating those dynamics. Okay, affair partners, third parties, being cheated on or being the cheater, okay? And or just where it says strong opposition from outside factors and or people, where people are always getting in the way of you being able to experience a solid romantic connection with somebody where you actually feel safe. You feel safe, you feel loved, you feel valued. You feel like you can let your guard down, okay? For those of you also where you're just always feeling suspicious, like, you know, that need to check someone's phone or seeing what they're doing on social media, if they're talking to anybody else, okay? That kind of stuff. And then we have, revenge. Now this says a core want or need was taken away without your consent or before you were ready. Okay, so that's what this is in. So this is going to be for those of you where you found out about a third party, you found out you were cheated on, or you're afraid of that happening. Like you're so afraid of it happening to the point where you're ever on the lookout. You're wanting to check your partner's phone all the time. Trust issues, right? Yeah, your person's coming through with trust issues, but they're just a reflection of you. You also have heavy, heavy, heavy trust issues. And so, you know, going deeper and further, that revenge, there's rage in it, there's deep anger, and it's being fueled by fear. So, you know, you might be trying or wanting to control and manipulate, wanting to know what your person's doing every moment as a way to shield yourself or to prevent you from being cheated on, to prevent third parties, just being ever vigilant of you being the only one. And there's nothing wrong with wanting to be the only one. It's the fear that you're not, right? And we're talking about shadow work here. So again, this says a core want or need was taken away without your consent or before you were ready. Okay, so the shadow work part of that is, can you welcome and let go of wanting revenge? Okay, if it seems like I'm speaking a whole nother language that's not making sense again, all right, go check that timestamp. So it says similar. It says wanting to punish, wanting restitution. Can you let go of wanting to punish your person for cheating? Can you let go of wanting to punish your person for lying? It also says wanting restitution. Can you let go of wanting payback? Can you let go of, you know, wanting that debt to be paid? Can you let go of wanting restitution? Going even deeper than that, it says what needs or what wants were stolen, quote unquote, right? That you're wanting back, and release on those. Okay, so the flip side of that coin is going to be, you know, because we have to release on both ends. And so if you're feeling like angry, you know, and yes, can you let go of wanting to feel angry? And if you're having a hard time doing that, it's because you may actually have an attachment or even an aversion to feeling angry. So the other side of that, you do both, right? You can do both. Is can you allow yourself to feel as angry as you do? Sometimes, you know, we have this belief that feeling anger is not okay. We shouldn't be feeling this way, right? We shouldn't be hanging on to anger. And there, you know, we shouldn't be hanging on to unforgiveness and stuff like that. And, you know, yes, that's right. And trying to avoid the emotional energy itself, you know, because, you know, what do we talk about in that video, Releasing the Wants? You know, when you try to avoid feeling an emotion, you're holding on to it, and it's making that emotion even stronger. It's giving it more staying power. So this is like your permission to allow yourself, like, I'm angry. I'm very angry. And what ends up happening is as you allow yourself to tap into the anger, you'll actually feel what is really underneath there, which is sadness and grief, right? So can you allow yourself to feel as angry as you do? And then you can ask yourself, can I allow myself to feel as sad as I do? Or whatever the feeling might be. It could be devastated. Can I allow myself to feel as devastated as I'm feeling? You know, as scared as I'm feeling, as threatened as I'm feeling, as unsafe as I'm feeling. Okay. And you know what? You can even do, you know, the releasing process for revenge as you are, you know, twisting it out, as said by, you know, this card here. All right, you guys. Pile one, that was your shadow work as it pertains to your person, whether you want to get them back in terms of like manifest them, you know, get back with them in a connection, not get them back like revenge, okay? Whether you want to get over it, move on, let them go, never think about them again, right? Not be bothered by it. Or whether or not you want to, you know, manifest them back so that you can try it out again, right? Yeah. So thank you so much for hanging out with me again today. I will see you guys at your next pick a card shadow work reading by pile one. Hello to my pile twos. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Michelle. We are doing a new kind of pick a card reading. And this is a pick a card love reading, but it's going to be shadow work related to the person that's on your mind and your connection to them. All right, so if you're brand new to shadow work, because what I'm going to do with this, you guys, I'm going to proceed in this reading as if you speak the language, right? As if you know exactly what it is that I'm talking about. And if you are brand new to shadow work, this is not going to make sense, and you're probably not going to get very much from just the reading overall. And I definitely want you to be able to utilize the information that is being shared here today. And you can do you can do shadow work, whether you're just wanting to get over your person and not think about them all the time, if at all anymore, or even do shadow work to manifest them back, right? You can do either. And if you don't know how to do that, just go check the timestamp where it says new to shadow work, and that's going to give you a place to start. And I actually recommend that you do that first before you watch any of these shadow work videos, or none of this is going to make sense. You're not going to be able to really get much out of it, and that's not what I want for you, right? I definitely don't want you wasting any time. So yes, let's get on with it. Pile two, you guys were drawn, let's see. Oh yeah, it's a general reading, okay? We don't want to get past that part, but yes, it's a general reading. If it resonates, awesome, claim it, run with it. Definitely work with it if it's resonating, okay? If it's not resonating, you feel things are not really lining up, just drop the parts that don't resonate, leave those behind for the people for whom it does. And or you can just maybe reset your energy and see if you feel drawn to one of the other two piles. All right, you guys. So I do have personal readings available. Also, if you want to work with me one-on-one in terms of shadow work, where we can really hone in on the root causes of what's going on, why, you know, you might be creating and manifesting whatever the dynamic is that you're having with your person, and what's blocking you from having the experiences in romantic relationships that you're wanting to have. I do have one-on-ones available. Check the description box. All the booking links are there. Yeah, and so we're just going to get started. Let's see. Pile 2, you guys were drawn to the Golden Healer Quartz. Golden Healer. Before we get into these, we are going to do a kind of a quick check-in to see what's going on with your person and their energy towards you and the connection, okay? Pile 2's person, tapping into the person on Pile 2's mind. Pile 2's person, what's your current energy towards Pile 2 in this connection at this point in time? Your current energy, peaceful. Peaceful and scared. Okay. Oh my gosh. Your person might be all over the place. And we got impatient at the back of the deck. Impatient. And we'll see what's going on. We're going to check their thoughts and feelings. So that might give us more of a clue as to what is happening here. Why are they feeling peaceful, but also scared? This might be an inner struggle that's going on with your person when it comes to this connection. That might be what that's going. We'll find out. Let's see. Pile 2's person. What is going on? That could be very indicative of like hot and cold, right? Hot and cold behavior. Let's see. Pile 3 or 2's person. We're only going to get 3 cards. We're not going to spend too much time focusing on them and their feelings and stuff. We're going to, you know, this is about you, right? This reading is shadow work regarding you. Pile 2's person. Your real thoughts and feelings. Your real thoughts and feelings towards Pile 2 at this time, please. Someone else has my heart. Okay. No one compares to you. Yeah, your person goes back and forth quite a bit. Yeah, okay. Let's get one more. They go back and forth quite a bit. Let's get one more. And I'm feeling, yeah, and here, exactly, I don't know what I want. Okay, back of the deck energy says I'm not over my ex / the third party. All right, so, yeah, your person's confused AF, and I can feel it coming through that you're confused AF because your person will show up one minute like it's all about you. They don't want anybody but you, and then all of a sudden their tune changes, right? One minute they're feeling at peace and they feel good about choosing you, and then the next moment they don't, with scared here. Let's find out about someone else has their heart. Let's see if this is this person that has her heart is this, who is this? Who's this someone? Who's this someone? You guys might already know who it is. We got the Queen of Swords, but it's showing up in the reverse. So it's going to be an ex, okay? An ex of theirs. The King and the Queen of, you know, the King and the Queen of Swords for a lot of readers often represent someone that, you know, an ex, a divorced couple, a separated couple, but definitely energies of exes, right? Yeah. Could be an air sign. Someone they don't get along with. All right, so that's just letting you know who has your person's heart. It doesn't feel like, let's see, is this person active? It is someone that they often think about, they think back to. Yes, okay, so they do think about that person, whoever this Queen of Swords in the reverse is representing, and they also think back to that a lot, okay, that person, that situation. There's still an attachment there to that person and or that connection that your person has to them. Tell me about no one else compares to you, because they're talking about you. Tell me about no one compares to you, please. Tell me more about that. I mean, they're very clear about that with the Seven of Cups showing up in the reverse. Pisces energy coming through in that. Let me find out where this scared energy is coming from. What's causing the scared energy here? What flips you from peaceful to scared, please? The Knight of Wands in the reverse. They're having commitment issues. They're having commitment issues. Are you wanting that past person back? Pile 1 or 2. Pile 2's person. Are you wanting the past person back? Yeah, because at the back of the deck it says I'm not over my ex or the third party. Let me see though, because sometimes that can show up as I'm not over what they did to me. Like that could, you know, or it could very well be they're just not over whoever the ex yet. Okay, and I forgot that was even at the back of the deck. Oh yeah, yeah. Yeah, you know, okay, so again, this is a shadow work reading. So, you know, all of this is just you pushed out, right? Everyone and everything is you pushed out. And so there's a reason why you're creating this dynamic or this experience of the person that you're wanting or the person that you're loving has feelings, or, you know, like they're wanting to be with someone else or somewhere else, okay? And we're going to get down to the, you know, we're going to find out what that is and then, you know, do the healing work on it so that you can stop creating this, you know, this dynamic for yourself. So if you're feeling triggered, just know that this is the exact kind of reading, right? Yeah, I might give trigger warnings, but you know, that's what the shadow work is actually working with those triggers to dissolve them so that you're not continuing to create from those triggers experiences that like reflect those triggers back to you. Okay, I hope that makes sense. Yeah, for many of you, your person, you know, still again has their heart. They're still in love with that person. They think back to that person often. I'm hearing a lot. Let's find out. I don't know what I want. What's that? Tell me more about I don't know what I want. You know, and your person, okay, so they're saying the reason why this is showing up at the back of the deck and it's not the strongest of energies because there are times, pile 2, where they feel like they've moved on from their ex and they just want to focus on you, or they're feeling like maybe the connection that they have with you is stronger than, you know, what they had with their ex, because they're still coming through in this energy saying no one compares to you, okay? 10 of Swords. Okay. See, the thing about it is that your person they feel like they're caught between like a rock and a hard place, because either way they choose, there's almost a part of them I'm sensing wanting to leave the door open for that past person, but also not wanting to cut off the path with you, right? And they're seeing like either path that they choose, there's going to be a painful ending associated with it. And so they're kind of stalled. They're kind of stagnant, you know, there's decisions that your person's needing to make, or, you know, but they're having a difficult time doing that because they're like, if they choose you, they got to completely like cut off, you know, the ex. And I'm not saying that your person is still talking to the ex, right? Not a lot about that is coming through in this reading, but there is still possibly like a hope there, like your person needing to come to terms with, you know, things between them and that ex are over. And there's an unwillingness, at least in this point in time, coming through in their energy. They're not ready to do that. And they kind of got themselves in a dilemma because they don't want to do that with you either. They don't want to let you go either. And so, yeah, I can see a lot of back and forth in your person's energy, a lot of confusion. There are times when your person feels like they have healed or let go of that past person, but then something happens and all of a sudden they're back to feeling those things for that ex again. Okay, this is where it's like a push and pull between your person feeling at peace, wanting to choose you, wanting to be with you, wanting to make forward moving momentum towards you, and then something happens and they feel scared. And I have a feeling it has a lot to do with moving on from that past person, right? Because the further they move on with you and away from the past, it's like them, like, oh, you know what I mean? They're holding on to the past and the past person. Okay. All right, so enough of that. Enough of talking about your person. Let's get going on the actual shadow work. Okay, so the first thing we're going to talk about, and this is coming from the deck that says Hack Your Nervous System, because the way that we heal the nervous system and the subconscious, to me, it's pretty much the same thing as this shadow, right? The shadow self. The way the nervous system develops and becomes programmed is by way of experience. And so the same way that we recode it is by way of experience, okay? And so this says cold reset. And this is something that you're going to actually do with your body in some sense, okay? So you can, take a screenshot of that so you can reference it later. But I am going to read this out. It says cold reset. Option 1, splash cold water on your face or take a cold shower. Breathe in deeply through your nose and exhale without any force through your mouth as you immerse yourself. Option 2, place a cold compress on the sides of your neck. Place a cold compress on the sides of your neck, your chest, or belly. Allow your breath to regulate as your body processes the change of temperature. So it's giving your body something else to focus on other than maybe like the painful or anxious or worrisome thoughts, right? It's helping you to drop out of your head and into your body. And then, so this is a disclaimer. If you have a heart condition, consult your doctor before attempting the cold reset. All right. So this says cold exposure increases production of mood elevating hormones, which reduces symptoms of depression and anxiety by changing the chemistry in the body and the brain. Okay. Let's see. What else do we have here? We've got sips tea. This is worries about other people's issues than their own. Engages in gossip and slander that doesn't involve them personally. Too invested in other people's relationship. Now, this can be about you. This can be talking about your experience with your person, or it could be both, okay? So, the shadow work that you're needing to do is going to be whatever feelings that you might have regarding whatever this experience is. If you're the person that's worried about what's going on with your person and an ex, because a lot of you already probably know about this, you probably know who this someone else has or heart, you probably know who that is. For some of you, it might even be keeping you up at night. You're looking for, does my person still love that past person or that third party? You might even be watching a lot of third party pick-a-cards, trying to figure out like what's going on. Does he love me, or do they love me, or do they love the other person? So shadow work here is going to help you to detach from the need and the craving and the lust to know where you stand with your person and where, the other person stands with your person. Okay. Yeah. And it says too invested in others' relationships. And you might have, like, if you know that your person is too invested in what's going on with the third party and you have feelings about that, shadow work is going to help you with your attachment or your aversion to that. It's going to help put you into a space where you really could care less what your person thinks or feels about the third party, right? So, yeah. Okay, and then we have, let's see, the soul level healing and transformation. Is it true? All right, so this says it's time to question your thoughts and beliefs about a person or a situation. Okay, so, part of doing the work is because we can just think something. This can talk about assumptions, what we're assuming to be true. We don't even know if it's true. We just assume it to be. And this whole entire reading, now that I'm seeing this, could just be your assumptions about what might be happening with your person and maybe their ex. It could all be just a figment of your imagination, but that's part of, your shadow work is writing down all the assumptions, all the wonderings, all the fears, because that's where all the stuff is made out of, right? And questioning, is it true? And there could be like little micro things going on there where you're second guessing everything, right? You're applying meaning to everything. It could be something like, you're like you thinking to yourself, okay, my person accepted a call from, the third party at, you know, really late at night. Or my person dropped everything and went to go help the third party in a time of need, and you're attaching some kind of meaning. So it's questioning that, questioning those assumptions. Is it true? Literally, it says, it's time to question your thoughts and your beliefs about a person or a situation. And it says, is it absolutely true? And a lot of the times we don't know that it is absolutely true. And if you do know it to be true, in terms of like, you know, you might be saying the reason why they dropped everything to go help the third party is because they're still in love with them, right? You could know that to be absolutely true. And then you can move beyond that and say, okay, what am I making that mean? What am I making that mean about myself? You know, shadow work also helps you to not make things personal in regards to, you know, your self-confidence and what that means for you as a person in terms of like deservability and stuff like that. Okay. So yeah, it would be really helpful for you to, like, while you're doing the cold reset, to start questioning, as you're doing their cold reset, to also start questioning the assumptions, you know, the thoughts that you're having about your person and the situation. You know, is it true that my person is still in love with the ex? You know, and if the answer is unequivocally yes, like you know absolutely that your person is still in love with the ex, then okay, is it true that, you know, my person being in love with their ex means something bad about me, right? Something bad about my deservability and stuff like that. And you just start down that road. Again, check the description box for those 4 videos to get started on this journey so that all of this is making sense. All right, you guys, we're going to end your reading there. If it resonated, do me a favor, take a minute if you would, smash the like button for me. It's a wonderful way to energetically donate to the channel. Comment below, let me know that you picked this pile, let me know how it resonated. And you know, if you guys have any question when it comes to like shadow work and stuff, again, only after you've watched the 4 videos in the description box. If something still isn't making sense, feel free to, you know, comment below, and I'll try and, you know, figure out how to get you going or get you back on track, right? Yeah, so hit the subscribe button if you want to become part of the family. Don't forget the notification bell to make sure you don't miss a reading or an announcement. And I will see you guys at your next pick a card love reading or pick a card shadow work reading. Bye, guys. Hey Pile 3, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Michelle. We are doing another pick a card love reading. This one is specifically, we're doing shadow work, okay? Shadow work as it's related to the person on your mind and your attachment to them, okay, and to the connection. And so I'm gonna just move forward in this reading as if everything I'm saying is making sense to you, okay? If you are brand new to shadow work, I want you to stop before you even receive this reading or watch this reading, and go check the timestamp that says new to shadow work. All right, there's going to be 4 videos to check out in the description box. That's going to help get you started. Otherwise, you know, this reading is not going to make sense. You're not really going to be able to utilize it. Yeah, and then we'll get going. Now, if you watched all 4 of the videos, you know, and you still need help with something or need help with understanding something, just comment below and I'll, you know, do what I can to get you going on down the right track, okay? So we can make sure that you get the most out of these readings. All right. Okay, so pile 3, you guys were drawn to the blue lace agate, and just keep in mind, you guys, that it's a general reading. So, you know, anything that resonates, you can definitely claim it, run with it. If something isn't resonating, you can just drop whatever it is that's not resonating and leave it behind for whom it might be resonating for. Or you can even just kind of reset yourself and see if one of the other 2 piles draws you, okay? All right, and I do have personal readings available if you would like to work with me one-on-one. If you need maybe some more like guided help dealing with your specific shadow, getting down to the root issue as to why you continue to manifest or create the same dynamics or specific dynamics in romantic relationships maybe you're not wanting to have, right? All the booking details are in the description box below. So go check it out. All right, you guys. All right, so blue lace agate for pile 3. Before we look into the actual shadow work, we're going to do a quick check-in to see your person's energy towards you and this connection. Pile 3's person. Show me your current energies towards pile 3. What's your current mood? Peaceful. I heard for the most part. Okay, peaceful for the most part. All right. Peaceful for the most part. And we got a little bit of sad. All right. Sometimes they're sad. That's why they're saying for the most part they're feeling peaceful when it comes to you and the connection. But we'll see what's going on. Pile 3's person. What is your honest thoughts and feelings towards pile 3? We're only going to get 3. Okay. We're not going to spend too much time focusing on your person's thoughts and feelings. This reading is about you guys and your shadow work relating to your person and your connection with them. All right, let's see. Pile 3's person. Your current thoughts and feelings. Give me 3 cards from this deck, please. Your current thoughts and feelings towards pile 3, please. Okay, still holding a grudge. Get 2 more. They might be mad at you, still mad at you about something. Yeah, maintaining no contact. That's why they're not talking to you, because they're still mad about something. Let's get 1 more. And I was gonna say, before this came out, I was picking up, like, if you haven't been hearing from your person or there is no contact here, regardless of who initiated no contact, your person's at peace where they're at, right? I'm not going to say yet that they're not missing you or whatever the case may be, but they're comfortable, all right? They're comfortable where they're at. Not to say that they're not feeling a little bit of sadness, but for the most part, they're okay with no contact, okay? Let's get 1 more. Pile 3's person, your honest thoughts and feelings about pile 1 in this connection. They're saying that, especially if there was a lot of drama in this connection, that might be why your person is feeling peaceful in no contact with you. And, you know, I'm not saying that they don't miss you, but it's like there's no drama. Now that the 2 of you aren't talking, you're not connecting, it's like there's no drama, and they actually like the fact that there's no drama. Okay, so your person is saying that they're willing to sacrifice communication and contact with you because they're going where they feel most at peace, right? Let's get 1 more. Your thoughts and feelings towards pile 3. Your honest thoughts and feelings towards pile 3. I'm hearing them say they just want to be happy. They just want to be happy. Healing core wounds. And it says in parentheses to get and stay sober. And so, you know, there might be some things that your person feels like they're needing to heal from in relation to you and their connection to you. At the bottom of the deck, it says, I'm waiting for the right time. I'll see what that's in regards to. Not the strongest of energies because it is showing up at the back of the deck. Let me find out what that's going. I'm waiting for the right time. Tell me more about that. The right time for what? To open up their heart. We do have the King of Cups, so there still is love here. There still is feelings here that your person has, and let's see. They've either not allowing themselves to really tap into the love and the feelings that they have for you, and or they're not allowing themselves to express what they're feeling for you, to be, you know, to express themselves while in that energy towards you. Regardless, those feelings are there, and both could be true. For some of you, your person's they don't even want to allow themselves to even feel what it is they're feeling, so they might be trying to distract themselves, you know. They're just trying to do what they can to be at peace. They just want to feel peace. That's right. And you know, there is still love there. For many of you, your person is still in love with you, okay? They still love you. They still have feelings for you. They're still in love with you, for those of you where, you know, that resonates, okay? And it also could be they're waiting for the right time to reach out with the Eight of Wands at the back of the deck, okay? Let's find out what's going on with still holding a grudge. You know, if some hurtful things were said or there was just a lot of drama, you know, that's kind of what they're trying to do. They're trying to get over some things, all right, in relation to you and the connection. Still holding a grudge. Tell me about that. Got the moon energy coming out, so that's Pisces and Cancer energy. Tell me more about the moon as it pertains to still holding a grudge. If you withheld information from them or you kept things hidden, they're still upset about that. We got the Ten of Swords coming out with the Sun and the Eight of Swords in the reverse. This is almost carrying information. This is carrying an energy of like maybe you didn't tell them about something because you thought it would have messed with your guys's, like you thought maybe it would create drama between the two of you. Maybe they found out anyway. And so it's like they're still holding on to something that you were withholding from them. And the reason why you may have been withholding that information or that something from them was because you didn't want them to think the worst. But it's like they found out about it anyway, and they did exactly what you knew they were going to do, is they thought the worst. And it was the fact that you hid it from them made it even worse. That's, you know, with the Eight of Swords in the reverse here, though, it's kind of, it's carrying energies of like, I knew that was going to happen. I knew it. And I'm picking that up from both of you. Like, you knew that them finding out about something that you feel may have been innocent, right? You're like, I knew that my person was going to react that way. That's why I didn't tell them. That's why I hid it from them. And then your person is like, I knew that pile, you know, 3 was hiding something from me. And now they're really thinking the worst, okay? And so, yeah, they're holding a grudge about that. Okay, so again, Pisces, Cancer energy with the moon. We got Leo energy with the sun. What about healing core wounds? And then we'll get started on your guys' actual shadow work, okay? Healing core wounds to get and to stay sober. Queen of Pentacles, Strength in the reverse, Leo energy coming out again. Queen of Pentacles, that's going to be Earth energy, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. But this could be talking about you, right? Somebody that they were committed to, you know, a connection that they were committed to, and things not panning out the way that they expected. You know, and it's funny, I should say it's interesting, because the Queen of Pentacles coming out with Strength in the reverse. Strength in the reverse is almost like an antithesis of a Queen of Pentacles energy. So it's almost like, you know, you acted in a way that they weren't expecting. Because like Strength in the reverse is, you know, or I should say Strength in the upright position is somebody that is very disciplined, has, you know, is reliable, responsible, somebody that can be trusted. Their word is, yeah, so there's definitely some trust issues coming through. You know, they're healing from, and this is their perception, right? They see you as being, they thought you were a Queen of Pentacles energy, and then you acted in a way that kind of like flew in the face of who they thought you were. It's that kind of an energy. Yeah. All right. let's see what's going on. Okay, so now we're shifting to your guys's shadow work. All right, so the deck that I have here, there's several decks here, but this one is called Hack Your Nervous System. And the way the nervous system works is that, you know, the nervous system is programmed through experience. And so it can be deprogrammed and or reprogrammed the same way through experience. And this is what this is. This is actual things that you do with your body, your five senses, to help, you know, calm down, reprogram your nervous system consciously. Okay, so there's two different cards. The other piles only got one, but you guys got two. Let's start with this one. So you guys can take a moment if you want to. You can take a screenshot of that to reference later, but I am gonna read it out. Okay, it says humming bee breath. Sit or lie down comfortably. Inhale through your nose and exhale through a closed mouth, making a humming sound at the back of your throat. And it says ways to enhance the calming benefits. It says cover your ears with your hands, lie down with your stomach pressed against the ground, use high-pitched humming. So it says down there, it says this yogic breath reduces brain tension and blood pressure, clearing the mind and calming the nervous system. Okay? That there. The second one says dance yourself free. It says put on your favorite song and slowly begin to bring movement and rhythm into the parts of your body that have felt stressed recently. So like if you've been feeling like a tightness in your chest, right, it's like start moving your chest around, right? Or if you've been feeling like, you know, tightness or like even like a gut punch, you know, like start moving your body in that way. It says, let your focus land on the feeling rather than the appearance of your movement. So literally, it's like dance like no one's looking, okay? It says, digging deeper, how would the qualities of joy, freedom, or power be expressed through your movement? If there are any difficult emotions you have been struggling with, what would it feel like to express them through your body? All right, so you can pause if you want to, or take a moment and take a snapshot of that. Because a lot of what I'm getting here is that these exercises will actually be really great to do with some of these other things that are coming out. Let's see, we have no pity party. This says, does not feel bad for others if they are going through personal emotional issues and dismisses other people's pain. And so this could be your experience of your person. Like you might feel like they don't feel bad for you. Or maybe they lack empathy, right? Or maybe you feel like they dismiss your pain. Like when you try to, and the fact that they're holding back, they're not contacting you, you know, there's a sense of maybe some of you having tried to reach out to your person and tell them how you're feeling, how much pain you're in, you know, what no contact is doing, them not responding to your messages, and they're not giving you anything, right? This could also be if maybe that's how your person is perceiving you, right? And your feelings about that. Whatever the case is, if your person is not showing any empathy towards you, like you're telling them that you're hurting, what they're doing is hurting, and they're just kind of like, you feel like they're being very dismissive of your feelings, you're having very much, you know, that's triggering you in some way, and that's what the shadow work is for. And so that's something specific to take to shadow work. How does it feel? How are you feeling when your person is seemingly demonstrating to you that they don't care, right? What's that feeling? And do the shadow work on it. Let's see. The last one here says amnesia. This says you have forgotten your divinity, and it shows. It says instead of wondering or worrying about it, take charge of it. Tell it energetically, or tell them energetically how it is and how it's going to be. Okay. So specifically for some of you, it could just be, you know, you could be telling your person energetically, you care about how I feel. My emotions are important to you. My pain causes you pain, and you want to do something about it, right? That can be part of shadow work as well. But the shadow work that you're doing and that you're getting ready to do is going to help to restore your memory of who and what you really are. Maybe even more specifically, the memory or the remembrance that you are the operant power in your life, and that all of everything that's been happening to you, even your specific experience with the person on your mind, has been just a 100% a reflection of what's going on within. All right, you guys, pile 3, that was your shadow work reading. If it resonated, please make sure you're taking a moment, smash the like button for me. It's a wonderful way to show your appreciation as well as energetically donate to the channel. Comment below, let me know that you picked this pile and how it resonated. You can become part of the family by hitting that subscribe button, and don't forget about the notification bell. That's how you make sure you never miss a reading or an announcement. Okay, you guys, I will see you guys at your next pick a card love reading or pick a card shadow work reading. Bye, guys.